Good evening and welcome to the Worldview Financial Report. It is September 19th, 2024. It is 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern Standard. That makes it 4:30 California time. We're going to talk tonight with the Bad News Bears, Wes Peters, Mike Weiner, about these right here. Here's the first one. Fed Chair Powell strong-arm committee into the 50 basis points, experts say. Stock market today, Dow and S&P 500 close at record highs. NASDAQ surges amid rate cut euphoria. Arthur Hayes, if they go 50, that will be a nuclear catastrophe for financial markets. We'll find out why. Is there a secret or ulterior motive behind the emergency move, so-called, that the Federal Reserve just made? Biden-Harris border officials claim cover-up as he was allegedly ordered to hide release of migrants. By the way, not just migrants. We played this last night, but migrants with terrorist ties. Also, this headline right here. Unprecedented monetary destruction is coming. House fails to pass GOP stopgap funding plan. Elon Musk says Warren Buffett is positioning for Kamala Harris win with his $277 billion cash pile as pro-Trumper John Paulson warns of equity market exit. And then mortgage rates drop to lowest since early February 2023 after Fed's jumbo interest rate cut. Let's see. We'll play a video there, and that's about it. All right. By the way, guys, joining me, Wes Peters, Michael Weiner. I still believe there is under a 50% chance that Donald Trump wins. I believe they are planning to steal it with all the illegals that are in the country. So I'm going to start out with what Elon Musk is saying. Elon Musk thinks that... let's see where to go. Elon Musk says Warren Buffett is positioning for Kamala Harris win. I think he's right. I'm not saying Trump won't win. I'm just saying I believe it's under a 50% chance that he wins. I believe it is a rigged game. And I believe that if you are bold enough to try to kill President Trump, which the deep state's trying to do, you're bold enough to steal the election. There's no way after 2 attempts that they can afford for him to win. We now have reports tonight from Matt Gaetz. Congressman Matt Gaetz, I'll play it on Brandon House Live, is saying that he is aware of 5 different assassin teams in the U.S. stalking Donald Trump. Wes, your thoughts, please?
On the assassins in the United States?
Yeah, five teams, says Matt Gaetz.
I think that's probably a huge underestimate. I think there are more than that, probably.
Michael?
I think they're.
Well, I think he left the gate open, and they have left the gate open, trying to let people do it, and they're sort of frustrated it hasn't happened. And I disagree with you. I think Trump is going to win. Personally, I send good thoughts to the universe. I don't think it's wise not to, so I will disagree with you.
Okay. I don't believe in all that positive energy garbage. What are you, a new ager?
I'm not a new ager. I'm just somebody who believes you got to do something. If not, we're all going to be sitting here.
I agree we got to do something. I'm just telling you, it's a rigged game.
I'm not giving in yet. I'm not. Sorry
I'm
about
not
that.
giving in. I'm just being realistic.
I've heard that. That's like in a movie, being realistic. That's fine. I'm realistic, too. I believe that the American people have the fortitude and strength.
It's not about the American people. There are so many illegals. Look, in my worldview tonight.
They want us to beat them. We can fight. That's all.
Well, wow. I think he just got on the DHS list, didn't he, Wes? He just got on the terrorist watch list.
I got to go.
Wes is like, I'm out of here. That's all.
Who's Wes? I don't know.
Who's Wes? I don't know Wes. I don't know Brandon. I don't know Michael Weiner. He's going into the witness protection program tomorrow. Here we have on the Worldview Report newscast tonight, okay, studies that are showing probably around 3 million illegal voters on the rolls. And they're doing that in the strategic swing states. And we got a serious problem in Maricopa County in Arizona. Are you guys in Maricopa County?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, well, you know what a problem is in Maricopa County? They can't even tell you who the federal-only voters are from the others. You got so much corruption in your county, and your county is the biggest county in the state that will decide the election.
You know what the sad thing is, Brandon?
Yeah.
Arizona used to be the Wild West. It was as conservative could be.
Your U.S. Senator was Barry Goldwater, for Pete's sake.
Yeah. Yep. I made Barry Goldwater's glasses. I think I told you that before.
You what now? Oh, you no. Wait a minute. No. It was somebody else's glasses you fixed.
Well, I also fixed made Jerry Van Dyke's.
Okay,
glasses.
you made Jerry Van Dyke's glasses, but you never told us about Senator Barry Goldwater.
I made Barry Goldwater's glasses. When I first got out of the Marine Corps, I went to work at Lens Crafters, and he waited around. Back in those days, it was you could get your glasses in an hour. If it wasn't, we had to make them in under an hour. And Barry Goldwater sat out there on the retail floor, and he asked one of our opticians for a pair of scissors, and he got in one of the mirrors that they used so people can see how the glasses look on them, and he started trimming his eyebrows. So, yeah.
But you know what? You've been holding back. You and I have been friends 16, 17 years. You never told me this story.
Yeah.
You've never told it here. Did you know this
Yep.
story, Michael Weiner?
Yes, I did.
You did know that
Oh,
story.
I did tell you? Yeah, he...
Are you holding back? Did you give Cindy Crawford, Sophia Loren?
No. Well, I got another story for you.
I bet you do.
So I was going back to the doctor's office, and I walked around the corner from the retail section of the doctor's office, and Tammy Faye Baker was sitting there with her grandson.
Okay, we just went from Senator Barry Goldwater to Tammy Faye. That's kind of a letdown.
Yeah. She was there all dolled up with all her makeup and everything on. She wasn't crying, though, at the moment. But she was there with her grandson.
And why was she there? Was she there visiting
He was getting his eyes examined.
the son? Okay, what is she doing in Phoenix? I didn't know she was there. What's she doing there?
Well, he probably had places all over the country.
What year was that?
94, 95.
Oh, that was long after they were separated.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. All right. Well, you and I both know somebody whose house he showed up at in Arizona literally the day after he got out of jail.
Who was
Yes.
that?
We can't talk about that on the air. It's just someone we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll fill
Picked
you
him
in
up the
later,
airport.
Michael. Yeah, picked him up at the airport, had a ball cap on, didn't recognize him. Realized someone said, "Can this guy stay at your house? He's gone through a tough time." He's like, "Oh my, that's Jim Baker." Yeah, we'll fill you in later, Michael.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So back to Barry Goldwater. The Barry Goldwater at that time, what year was that, you think?
No, same time frame, 94, 95.
Dang, he had to be up there in age.
Yeah, he didn't last much longer after that.
Did he have an assistant or anything with him? He just walked in himself?
No, he was by himself, unless there was a store next door, unless his wife or somebody was next door.
Isn't that something?
Himself.
And that's something. Well, you've been holding back on us. All right. Well, you used to be the home state of Barry Goldwater, U.S. Senator Barry Goldwater. Reagan campaigned for him, his great speech in '64, A Time for Choosing. And Arizona's kind of gone to the dogs, hasn't it, boys?
Well,
Everybody's moved here. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Well, it's also the crooks that are involved. You know, our lovely governor, that brainless idiot, and then the other lovely people who got into office the last time. And it's a big question mark here, but there's a lot of people trying to stand up and want to make it right. And I know the Republican Party is fighting hard here. Last time with Champagne Girl, who was Ronna McDaniel, who was running the Republican National Committee, Champagne Girl, as I called her. She did nothing. They're trying to fight. They've got stuff going on in court here to straighten the matter out. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Well, we need to. All right, here we go. Fed Chair Powell, strong-armed committee into 50 basis point expert says. Tell me about this, Wes.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that Powell actually wanted to start lowering rates by 0.25% back in July, and the board fought him on that. So he thinks they're behind the curve, and that's why he wanted to do a 50 basis point cut this time. And again, it's good for the Democrats. It's good for the stock market right now for a moment. Help them out a little bit with the election. So. But that's what the story is, that Powell wanted to originally do a 0.25% in July, and he was kind of overridden on that. So he fought for the 0.5 point this time.
Oh, wow. All right, what's the next one here? We got stock market today, Dow and S&P 500 close at record highs. NASDAQ surges amid rate cut euphoria. I saw today we're out on social media. They're bragging how Biden is overseeing the largest tops of the stock market reach ever because the economy is so great under him.
Pick a number, pick a number. Why not? I mean, the reality is it's all done with machines, and everything that they have done here right now was done for this. That I said what I felt about that guy Powell yesterday. He's a sellout. He legitimately was part of the deep state. He's got to be gone. When Trump comes in, he'll be gone right away. If not, she'll probably put in some. Who knows? She'll probably put in somebody even worse than him. It won't really matter. These people who run the Federal Reserve had one function. Their function wasn't to mess with the economy. Their function was monetary only. And they can't do on either one. They're a bunch of idiots. The U.S. dollar is totally trashed. We're losing the world reserve currency. And what they did yesterday with this 50 basis point thing that we talked about yesterday on the show just tore right into the world reserve currency, tore right into the U.S. dollar, and enjoy the ride for a little bit. Because when this market turns around, they'll make more money when they run it down to 30,000 and have a nice slide. I'm done.
I'm done. That's all. That's it. That's all. Arthur Hayes. I don't think I know who Arthur is, but he says if they go 50, they will be that will be a nuclear catastrophe for financial markets. Who is Arthur Hayes, and why did he say this?
He's a big Bitcoin guy. He's the author and co-founder of BitMEX.
Okay, well, that's why I don't know him.
Yeah, in the article discussed the potential Federal Reserve rate cut. This was
Hold on one second. Hey, I'm on live TV. Can you be on my radio show tonight at 9 o'clock Central, Dr. Woods?
9 Central?
9 Central. You're on the East Coast, West Coast?
No, that would be 7 Pacific.
Yep. Even if you join me by phone.
I could probably do that.
All right, text me and let me know if you want Skype or phone.
Phone.
Thank you. Will do. Thank you, brother. Okay, bye. All right, sorry, don't normally do that, but I've been trying to get a hold of him for like 5 hours with a breaking news story in the evening.
He was talking.
What's that?
He was talking to me. It's okay.
So he's a Bitcoin guy. That's why I don't know him.
Yeah, and this was obviously came out before they lowered rates. So this article's from yesterday morning. But, he just predicts a short-term rally after the cut, but a longer-term negative reaction due to underlying economic issues. He argues that high government spending and persistent inflation complicate the decision on the rate cuts. He believes inflation may worsen if rates are cut, particularly with upcoming fiscal pressures. Talks about the dollar-yen exchange rate is critical. In a market downturn, he talks about Bitcoin's likely to decline with other assets, but it may recover as monetary easing resumes. So again, he's in the camp of that the Fed probably shouldn't have even cut rates until the end of the year or after the election anyway.
Sure. It's a simple thing for people to understand. What Wes is saying is totally right. What this man is talking about is what we have told people on this show repeatedly, the crash of the U.S. The key to everything, all of the people watching today, is the U.S. dollar. I don't care all this other magic. People either take our money or they don't. Prior to 1971, the U.S. dollar was so sought after, it was ridiculous. Since that time, it's gone down and down and down. Now we are at a point of losing something which was our strength. If you notice, when they talked about putting sanctions against countries, we've been putting sanctions against Russia for how long? Is anything happening? No, because the U.S. dollar is weak. It's losing all of its strength. Russia's tied into China. China wants to make our dollar worthless. So when we go to countries and try to cut deals, there is no deals. So we'll pay more money on the ridiculous debt that we have that we can't afford to pay back. That's what this gentleman's talking about. The collapse of the dollar, the monetary system will collapse, and then all these little hocus pocus guys in the stock market are going to make all of this money when all of you who are in it are losing money. So understand the fact that ultimately we will become just like Canada. If we don't stop this, that's why Donald Trump came out and said he can't initially fix this dollar right away, but he will force every nation that we do business with to only deal with us in U.S. dollars. That was brilliant. But Kamala, I don't think she could spell dollar. I shall have to call Willie Brown. Ha ha.
Uh-huh.
And something else that he says in the article, kind of along the lines of what Mike just said.
Yeah.
He warns that the current environment could lead to a breaking point for the sovereign debt system. He highlights historical patterns where massive debt and currency devaluation typically lead to significant economical upheavals.
All All right, let's go to the next one. Is there a secret ulterior motive behind the emergency move, so-called, that the Federal Reserve just made? What about that, Wes?
Well, yeah, a lot of people, the rate cut occurred just weeks before an election, leading to speculation that the Fed may have timed the move to influence the outcome. Stock market surged, so hey, look at the stock market. They're already cheerleading that. We hit record highs today. Powell stated that the economy is doing well with solid growth, easing inflation, and a strong labor market, despite ongoing issues in small businesses and housing. Despite the Fed's positive outlook, small businesses have been shedding workers for months, and existing home sales have been in a decline, signaling a deeper challenges. Again, in this article, they say the rate cut may provide a temporary sugar high for the economy, leading some to question whether the move was made to create a positive economic narrative before the election. So,
okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Yeah.
Roosevelt.
You can't tell me. I mean, are we to believe that the White House hasn't met with Jerome Powell?
Oh, they have a video that came out today. Someone showed the video showing that's not true. He was sitting in the Oval Office.
Yeah,
of course.
So
They've got
independent.
They got planned what Roosevelt did. If you go back in time, when I was in my middle ages, back in 1933.
Come on, don't. Let's be more accurate than that. Come on.
You're probably gonna make it like, come on. But in any regard, back when Roosevelt did what he did in 33 and devalued the dollar, made gold illegal, trashed the currencies, you would have thought, why did he do that? To make things better? He made it worse. We went into a depression. The worst years of the depression was 1939, 6 years later. But what did Roosevelt accomplish? Just like with COVID, we needed him. He was daddy. He fed us. Soup kitchens, bread lines, monthly checks. People were robotic. I said it before. They want this to happen. They want a collapse to happen because then we need them. That's why they love the pandemic. They don't want happy days. They want to talk happy days and make it nightmare, like Freddy Krueger. He's coming, okay? And his name is Kamala. It's Frida Krueger.
There you go. I'm done. That's all. The mug should be here tomorrow. Unprecedented monetary destruction is coming. Why do I feel like we covered that one before? But no,
well, I think we did. Yeah, same thing. Just same thing about the
same old. House fails to pass GOP stopgap funding plan. Oh no, they might shut down the federal government. Oh, hide your kids. I could care less. I could care less. I hope they shut it down and never open it back up. I mean, I know that's probably it'd be a problem for those that depend on those government checks, but I mean, at least they wouldn't be passing any more laws, turning us into a dystopian nightmare that they are. I get so tired of this right, left. They're going to shut down the government. No, this is all theater. In fact, somebody I can't remember who it was last week, finally had the guts to say it. I think it was Thomas Massey, that it's actually theater. It is. It's all theater. Don't forget when Rome was collapsing, they put on circuses so nobody would pay attention.
Well, and what's crazy, Brandon, it failed because the crazy lunatic conservatives want people to have to show an ID to vote. Is the big reason that it failed.
Yeah.
So
okay, you want to comment on this at all, Michael?
Yeah, well, the last president that shut down the government, you know who that was?
Ronald Reagan?
Bill
Clinton? Bill Clinton? Okay.
He did it with the Republican Congress over funding. That was when the two got together, forced the issue to balance the budget with Newt Gingrich. They balanced the budget, and 3 years later, we had a balanced budget. So you got to give credit to Clinton. I'm sure he's got besides having Hillary not sleep in the other room, he has her sleep in another house. He was a good guy at that time.
I have friends in the government that told me that he has to have a 30-minute warning if she comes around. He's demanded from his Secret Service agents a 30-minute warning if she's coming around. I'm just telling you what I've been told by guys inside federal agencies. I'm told his girlfriend, her nickname, the Secret Service nickname for her is the Energizer Bunny. I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Wes made glasses for her, too.
Did you really, Wes?
I did not. I cannot tell a lie. Well, they have 12 whole days to get it figured out. 12 days. Mm-hmm. Coming down to the wire once again. Every cycle, it's up. We gotta pass this emergency bill to fund the government. Like you said, Brandon, I'd love to see the government shut down for 6 months or so. We might save a little bit of money.
That's right. Mortgage rates dropped to lowest since, look at that, Reagan is right on it tonight. Mortgage rates dropped to lowest since early February 2023 after Fed's jumbo interest rate cut. So there you go.
6.09%, lowest since early February 2023.
Wowie.
Recent rate cut.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. All the young people think that's really high. Like, oh, it's so high. You know, back in the 1980s, it was like 18, 19, 20%.
Yep.
You couldn't get them. That's
It
right.
was.
Before mortgages back in the turn of the century. I'll skip it.
Yeah. So
I don't know if we'll ever
it's-
see 4% rates again. I don't know if we'll ever see something like that again.
Okay, let's play a little video here. I don't know. You wanted me to play this for some reason. Here we go. Oh, good grief. It's from that fake news network. Hang on. Here we go. Oh, I don't know. You said at what minute mark? I went right to the end. About the 8-minute mark, did you say? Oh, look at that. Of course, they make an ad pop up. Come on.
What was it? Let me look.
I can't believe why do we even mess with showing their stuff, Wes? It's just,
Well,
it's nothing but
we're kind of
clickbait.
limited on what's out there,
It's
Brian. You know how hard I have to dig to find negative stuff?
Advertising.
Everything's positive.
You can
Everything's
watch
gonna be great.
anything.
One of my
825. Yeah, thank you, Reagan.
One of my dear friends who is a president and chairman of one of the biggest mortgage companies in the country. He's a billionaire. I'm not going to mention his name, but I was told privately that they knew that there was going to be a big rate cut, and they were told to be prepared to drop rates quickly. And guess what? He was right.
Do you think it's going to make any difference on housing starts?
It's hard to depict. There's a lot of product on the market right now, so it could make it on the lower end housing starts. But all these people buying houses aren't going to be able to. Like I said yesterday, they'll get mortgages and lose the house. This is a same plan that they did to bring us to 2008. They're taking people who can afford it and making them afford it.
These banks, Brandon, and lenders aren't out of the woods yet. The commercial real estate refinance debacle is just about to start.
Yeah. All right. Here. I think I got the clip after sitting through a couple more commercials from Faux News. Unmuted. Thank you, Reagan. Here we go.
Realized for people making $100 million or more. But let me just quickly ask you about the U.S. dollar. How important is the U.S. dollar as a reserve currency to remain the reserve currency of the world?
I think Trump was very clear about that in his presentation at the Economic Club, that it's very, very important for the U.S. to remain the reserve currency in the world.
Very important. I would say that that's what you believe. You're known for a big bet against subprime mortgages that really paid off. What is the next big bet that you see that's similar to that? Because you really crafted that bet. It didn't really exist when you did it.
Well, I would say it very much depends on who is in the White House and who controls Congress. I'd be very concerned if Harris is elected and pursues the tax plans and other economic plans that she articulated. You alluded to the tax on unrealized gains. If they do implement a 25% tax on unrealized gains, that would cause mass selling of almost everything: stocks, bonds, homes, art. I think it would result in a crash in the markets and a pretty quick recession.
People were very concerned.
Recession? You wouldn't have a recession. Why do these guys always go up to the line and then chicken out? You wouldn't have a recession. You would have an economic collapse.
Yeah.
Right, Michael? Is he stupid or is he a coward?
He just doesn't want to put himself out there.
He's a coward, in my opinion. We would have a recession. No. If you tax 25% unrealized gains, and he says you're selling everything, including art, and you're just going to end up with a recession, dude, if you're going to waste our time coming on television and talking, have the guts to speak the truth. Don't tell me we're going to have a recession. That's going to be one of the stupidest things I've ever heard him say. You would have a collapse. The whole system is built on money moving and flowing constantly. It's like a shark. It has to keep swimming and water going through the gills, or it dies.
Correct.
Yep.
You're right. It's all based on currency and money movement. That's why he mentioned, though. That
And who are you going to sell it to, by the way? Who are you going to sell it to?
Nobody. That's what happened with the houses in 2008. Thousands of houses on the market.
And then what is that going to do to the banks who are holding the loans on houses that people cannot sell, that they want to dump because it's going to put them upside down with a 25%?
Banks.
Huh?
So
exactly.
Exactly.
Which is an economic collapse. You're now going to communism. But he says it's going to be a recession.
That's what they want.
Play it a little more, Brandon. Go a little further. Go a little further.
I have to listen to more stupidity by him?
Listen, no, it's genius.
Genius. I'm sure. He's a rocket scientist. Here we go.
Not everybody, but many, when Barack Obama became president, they pulled their money out of the market. Big mistake. During his term, Dow jumped triple-digit percentages. People who didn't like Donald Trump pulled their money out of the market. Big mistake. Over time, that stock market jumped to many records while Trump was president. Same with Joe Biden. The market has done incredibly well. My colleague Charles Payne likes to say, whatever you do, don't invest around your politics or pull your money. But you have said that market timing and investor timing will really matter depending on who is president. So are you ready to take that chance?
I think so. And it all depends.
Would you pull your money?
It depends on the policy. I think if Harris was elected, I would pull my money from the market. I'd go into cash and I'd go into gold.
Yeah, and there would just be a recession. Everybody pulls their money out of the market. But don't worry, it'll be fine, everybody. Just like a little hangnail.
Thank you.
But he's going to go into gold, huh?
Because I think the uncertainty regarding the plans they outlined would create a lot of uncertainty in the markets and likely lower markets.
You would sell the equities you own?
The ones that are liquid, yes.
Yes. Like there's Madrigal Pharmaceuticals that you really like. You've added, according to your 13F filing, to a name like that. So you would go to cash and gold.
Well, Madrigal, I believe, is a takeover target. So, if that is taken over, it would kind of be uncorrelated with the overall.
So it's an arbitrage
market. It's a pre-arbitrage play. Yes.
Well, where are you going from here? What's next for you?
Well, I'm still very active in our business and the portfolio we're managing. So, I work every day. So we're pretty excited about the markets.
Well, you would.
Pretty excited about the market. Sounds like to me he's going to make money whether it goes up or down, Michael.
Yep, short the market.
That's exactly how it is. This is a game, and we're not part of it. We're only the manipulative people that they use in the game. They win, or if we lose, they win. If we win, they win. We have a one way or two way. I talk to people all the time. I tell you as an advisor, you have low risk, medium risk, and high risk. And I always tell people, you know what a common denominator is? What's the common denominator? Risk. So when you lose your money, they will always say, I didn't tell you it was riskless. I just told you it was low risk. So here we are. They don't have any problem. They're going to keep running the market. And that's what I say. The big money is to be made on the downside. Big bucks, real big bucks, trillions.
Wes, thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. Wall Street, these big investors, Warren Buffett, Paulson, they make money playing both sides of the market. When it runs up and when it goes down as well, they'll short the Dow, the S&P 500, they'll short companies. And, when we start hearing about for example, Warren Buffett sold all this Bank of America and Apple stock. Well, he didn't just do that this last week or whatever. By the time the general public's hearing about what these big investors are buying, those big investors, they know that other people are going to flock in buying those same companies, benefiting Warren Buffett and Paulson and the big time investors like that. And they let all those people rush in buying those positions. And then at a certain time, Warren Buffett and these investors will say, well, time to take some profits. Let's sell out of this now. And then, a month later, 6 weeks later, we'll hear that Buffett sold so many shares of Apple. So the general public is behind the curve.
All right, get your free packet of information on precious metals. I don't offer financial advice. I'll offer financial opinion. My opinion is you should start with the no obligation free packet of information. Text Wes 602-558-8585, 602-558-8585. Lots of big news tonight on Brandon House Live. Lots of gas, lots of breaking news, including exclusive with J.J. Carroll. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching.